So Vice President Vance just a short time ago saying that Iran will not be able to tap into any of the frozen funds that were all frozen because of misdeeds from Iran over time for the purpose of funding terror, and that any potential use of that money may actually benefit the American farmer, according to one plan that they are working on. It's what he calls a classic Trump deal. Watch.
We actually asked the Qataris to help us set up the mechanism so that we can ensure that the money goes where we want it to go, and they agreed to do that. We have a good relationship, obviously, with them and a good operational oversight mechanism in place. But even with that said, even with the caveat that's going to benefit American farmers and obviously benefit the people of Iran, we want both. But fundamentally, that money is not going to be unfrozen unless we continue to see progress, and that'll obviously be a big part of the negotiation in the days to come.
With that, we bring in Marc Thiessen, Fox News contributor. Marc, always good to see you. Let's put up on the board here where this frozen money is.
Yep.
It was all frozen as a result of different sanctions over the years, and there are billions of Iranian dollars that are in foreign banks and being held by foreign governments.
Yes, absolutely. And look, I think it's better that it go to American farmers than Iranian terrorist regime. And I understand that they're not going to give it to them until they've performed for it. What about American victims of terror? There are more than 90 judgments against the Iranian regime of over $50 billion. Maybe we should make those people whole before we start giving money to the Iranian regime, even as part of a nuclear deal. And then the other thing is that we've lifted sanctions now for them for the sale of oil, including in U.S. dollars. So they are going to get a major cash infusion during the course of this negotiation process, and that money isn't going to go to buy food for the Iranian people. It's going to go towards the reconstruction and rehabilitation of their regime.
Yeah, so, I mean, all of this is to open the strait. Right. I mean, that's what Iran is holding over this.
Sure.
You know, we know that ships have been getting through, and more ships are getting through now, which is obviously good news. But this question of who wants to see a deal made and where Americans fall on this. Here's Senator Tim Sheehy talking about this from Montana. Watch.
This is a murderous regime that doesn't want a deal. They don't want $6 gasoline. They don't want the straits to be open. They want you and your family and all of us to be killed. They want to wipe our civilization off the map. That's their national motto.
Nothing's changed.
And I don't think we've been successful in communicating that to the American people, that this isn't a regime that wants to negotiate. They want to buy time.
Yeah.
Is he right about that?
Senator Sheehy is 100% correct. And look, Donald Trump has done more damage to the Iranian nuclear program than any president in history. I mean, if you just think about 4 presidents said they were going to stop Iran from getting a nuclear weapon. He's the only one who ever did anything about it. He's completely destroyed they buried their nuclear program in rubble. They can't get to it. Their centrifuges are damaged or destroyed. Their conversion facilities are damaged or destroyed. Together with Israel, they've killed the top nuclear scientists. So he has set back the Iranian nuclear program dramatically. And so the goal should be to lock in those gains and make sure that they don't reconstitute and rebuild it. The problem with a deal, even a good deal, is that they may go along with the deal for 2.5 years while President Trump is president. And then as soon as they had a weak president like Obama or Biden back in office, they'll start cheating on it, and we will have given them potentially hundreds. There's in the MOU, I know it's not American money, but $300 billion fund for the reconstruction of Iran, which is double the Marshall Plan in today's dollars. That is a massive amount of money that should never go to the Iranian regime under any circumstances, even if they let us come in and take the dust back to Oak Ridge, Tennessee. So you don't want the deal to undo the incredible things that President Trump has done in terms of setting back the Iranian nuclear program. That's the danger we're in.
So you say that there's some interesting new polling on how Americans feel about the push to get a deal done.
Yeah, so the Ronald Reagan Institute does a summer survey every year, and they polled Americans at large on the question of nuclear deal, but they always break down their numbers into MAGA Republicans versus the rest of the country. And so what's interesting is 52% of Democrats want a deal, only 25% of MAGA Republicans want a deal. 70% of MAGA Republicans either want the regime to be changed or they want to leave it in such a weakened state that it can never pursue its nuclear ambitions again. So 7 in 10 MAGA Republicans want President Trump to finish the job. They supported what he did. They supported Operation Epic Fury, unlike a lot of the people who are cheerleading the deal right now. And only 25% want a deal. So his base wants him to finish the job. And I agree with him.
Marc Thiessen, always a pleasure. Thank you very much, Marc. Good to see you.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.